What is going on, YouTube? It's Tyler from Mission VR, where it's my mission to bring you guys good quality VR content. So today we're going to be taking a look at Guardians VR, which is a pseudo tower defense first-person shooter that has some traditional tower defense elements as well as some non-traditional tower defense elements, and overall a pretty nice addition to the genre for virtual reality. This game will be releasing on February 28th for both Oculus Side Quest as well as Steam VR, so if it definitely interests you, keep an eye out for it, as it will be coming out here in the next couple of days officially. The game will be releasing in early access, so it is not complete yet, and there's plenty of things that the developer has said that they're going to add. With that being said, guys, make sure you do drop a like on this video and comment whether you found this video helpful and whether or not you are looking at possibly buying this game. Also, please do subscribe to my channel. I bring a ton of VR content, everything from game reviews to hardware reviews to pretty much everything VR related, and I'm enjoying doing it. I really appreciate all the subscribers and all the comments you guys leave on my channel. Thank you guys for doing that, and without further ado, let's hop on into our content section. Alright guys, so as always, I like to start with content when I'm reviewing a game, because ultimately that is the most important thing of when you're buying a game, is what level of content are you going to be getting, and is it going to be worth you buying? And this game has an okay amount of content. It's definitely lacking a little bit. I would like to see more, but the game is also in early access, and they have a pretty solid roadmap of things that they're going to be working on to definitely add some more content to the game. So that being said, what is actually in the game? Well, first and foremost, the main game mode is the campaign, which allows you to play a select amount of planets and go through a various amount of missions. Now, these missions range from everything from defend the outpost to escort a miner to keep moving to different warp gates to defend it, and then also taking out hives of aliens before you're able to move on to the next area. So there's a variety of game modes when it comes to in the campaign. I would like to see a couple more maybe, and definitely I think there's a little bit of a lacking of defense missions, which is kind of the idea of a tower defense, is some defense missions, and the ones that are there's like 700 different ways for enemies to approach the base, and we all know that when you're playing a tower defense game, the idea is to set up as many defenses as possible against an onslaught of enemies, and I feel like the game lacks just a little bit in that department. But also there is a map editor that will be coming in the future updates, which are going to allow you to customize the waves and the maps that you're getting, so that'll kind of be fixed by the gameplay itself, which I really like, and I think that that's a good move. Now, on top of that, the game has co-op, which is pretty cool, and I wasn't able to play with anybody because the game has not released yet, so there's really nobody on the game other than some testers. So I'll be looking anxiously forward to playing with some friends in this one, as tower defense games with friends are always better, and I'm sure the co-op is going to be a lot of fun. Now, there is also PvP in this game, and this is an interesting aspect of the game. A tower defense game, you don't usually see PvP. Now, how the PvP actually works, because you're able to spawn in units on the map, everything from mechs, drones, tanks, combat robots, turrets. These things, you're able to actually fight another player, and you have to the end goal is to destroy their base, which is pretty fun if you ask me, because you're going to be spawning in an army, and you're going to have to manage your resources while somebody else is trying to destroy your base. So not only do you have to defend your base, but you have to destroy their base and basically destroy each other. So it's a lot of fun, and it can definitely get pretty competitive. So it's one of those things that as the game gets more players, it'll be a lot of fun to play some PvP, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how that goes. Now, when it comes to weapons and loadouts, the game is definitely lacking in this department, and the developer has even said that they are adding more weapons in the future. Currently, there's only a shotgun, an assault rifle, a pistol, a gravity gun, a rocket launcher, and a plasma bow, as well as a grenade, but that I didn't find very helpful, and I really didn't find much use for the plasma bow either. The rocket launcher runs out of ammo, so that's kind of a situational thing. The shotgun's not bad to use, but ultimately the two weapons you use the most are the pistol and the assault rifles. Those are kind of the two mains. The developer has said that they are going to be adding sniper rifles, heavy machine guns, and a variety of other weapons that will definitely make the gameplay experience a little bit smoother in that department. Now, overall, even though the content is lacking just a little bit in this game, it is in early access, and what is there is a pretty strong foundation, as the maps look pretty good, and overall the game plays pretty fun, and in the content there is some replay value there. There's a couple levels that I really enjoyed, and I actually went back and played them again to capture some more gameplay footage, and I approached them with a different strategy this time. And as the difficulty level goes up, you have to, because the game actually does have some challenge in it. It's not just a cakewalk. The game definitely gets challenging. Even on the normal difficulty, I failed a couple levels because I wasn't able to defend my base appropriately. So it's one of those things where you have to kind of actually approach the game with some strategy, which I definitely enjoyed in that aspect.
Contact with a miner unit 2 days ago. The unit was also mining Perovskita when a sandstorm broke the mining station communications tower. The storm has been getting stronger, and soon it won't be possible to land our dropship. Our forces.
So when it comes to our sound design in this game, overall, I thought the soundtrack was pretty solid. I think it did a job. I mean, the music could have used some variability, but the in-between enemy waves, I actually kind of enjoyed the sci-fi Western feel to the music. I thought it was appropriate for in-between waves, but the combat music is the same every single time. I definitely think that that could use at least 1 or 2 tracks extra to kind of just change it up when it comes to the soundtrack overall. Gun sounds, though, nothing to complain about here. They're not mind-blowing or groundbreaking in any stretch of imagination, but they definitely get the job done. They don't break your immersion out of it, and I thought the overall sounds of turrets and explosions and, you know, enemies and everything, I thought it did a pretty good job. I actually thought the SAM launcher for the anti-air, I really actually enjoyed that sound. I thought it was kind of cool. It sounded like the missile locking on and, you know, firing up into the air. Thought that was a good sound, but overall I think the sound design was pretty solid in this game and nothing really to complain about. Now, when it comes to graphics, I think overall the graphic design for an indie developed game in early access is actually pretty solid. I mean, I wouldn't expect, you know, the next Medal of Honor level of graphics in this game, and you're definitely not getting that, but what is there is pretty solid. Yeah, there's not like insane, immense shadows or anything, but the shadows that are there are pretty good, and there's a variety of maps, currently really only 2 environments, winter and desert, but the maps do change up, and they give you a nice feel of depth to them. I really thought that that was a big one. There's some canyon maps, some mountain maps, and you definitely feel like you're either up in the clouds or deep into a canyon, and I liked that. I think that that was a nice touch to add that feeling of depth into the levels. Now, there's also some nice things. The weapons overall, I think, look really nice, and I mean, you even have little inscriptions, you know, leveling the serial number on a shotgun all the way to the scope of the assault rifle. I actually really liked the down crosshairs look. I thought the scope was really good looking, and it was pretty easy to see through. So overall, they did a really good job in that regards, and I really liked the laser effects coming out of both the pistol and the assault rifle, and the gravity gun actually looked pretty solid as well. And of course the bow, that's pretty easy, and, you know, nothing crazy there, but overall I thought it did a really good job. And playing it on the Oculus Quest 2, I really didn't notice at almost any screen door effect at all. Overall, the graphics in this game, pretty good, pretty solid for an indie game. I have nothing really to complain about when it comes to the graphics. So when it comes to the verdict of this game, I really want to talk about the upcoming roadmap of what this game is going to add in the future. And first and foremost, they're obviously going to add more campaign maps and more maps, which I think is super important. But even more important than that is a map editor, which is definitely coming in the short term, which I think is going to really, really help the replay value of this game, because you're going to be able to set up your own maps. And if you want the enemies to all come from one direction through one doorway, you're going to be able to do that. Now, I hope that they're able to scale the enemy's difficulty, because, you know, if you're playing with 4 friends, and you all line everything up in one doorway and you just hold the one door. Hopefully, ideally, you're gonna get overrun with enemies, and that always just is so much fun in a game like this, is to just hold out from one or two directions as best you can. And also, then you're gonna have maps where you're gonna have a lot more creativity and just different things along the lines of that. Also, on top of that, there's gonna be rideable units and vehicles, which I think will be interesting to see how they implement that. And improved AI, more customization of things. I'm hoping that they add some ways to upgrade weapons if you decide you want to main certain guns. There's going to be more PvP maps, obviously more enemies, different things, everything you would expect from a tower defense game. They're basically working on, and I think that this is really a good thing for this style of game. Now, overall, when it came to bugs and problems, I only ran into really one noticeable bug, and it was, whenever I would look up at flying enemies, sometimes there would be like clipping from, I guess it would be my VR character's head or my shoulder pads, or I'm not sure what it was, but every once in a while it would show up and just kind of clog the screen up just a little bit. But that was really the only noticeable bug. I mean, some smaller things, as the large flying dragon would occasionally get stuck on a rock, but nothing super major game breaking or anything like that. But definitely just a couple bugs here and there. But overall, I thought the game was pretty bug free, and in all reality, the game is fun, but there's just not enough content yet in the game, and I think that will be changing in the future. So if you're interested in playing a tower defense game with friends that has a fun PvP mode, I would definitely pick this game up. But if you were really kind of a PvE only, you want to play the single player campaign, I would wait for a couple updates to come out before you go ahead and pick up this game, because it is lacking in just a little bit of content. But overall, a really fun and enjoyable game, and if you're into this type of game, I definitely recommend picking it up. Well, guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys found this review of Guardians VR helpful in your decision on whether or not you are going to be picking up this game, or maybe you haven't even heard of it until this point, and maybe this is the type of game you've been waiting for. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comment section below, so please do drop a comment, as well as hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm bringing a ton of VR content. So with that being said, guys, I will see you all in the next one.